have found that long-term perspective of, okay, what will this look like in 5 years or 10 years? And that self-awareness that I'm being more mindful of trying to hone in on self-awareness and conduct my decisions based around who I am and where I want to be. So like personal example for me, and you may have one, is like I got offered like a TV show where I was playing a slave master, and I was like, yo, in like 5 years, I'm not gonna want to be like, this was my debut that I played like a slave master, you know? So it's like having that self-awareness and that long-term view of like, okay, this may be a little bump now, but it may be like a pothole later.
Believe the world is everything is based on perspective, because it's always another way of looking at whatever it is that you got going on, because the energy that you put out is what you're going to receive. So let's say you did play a slave master. Look at the reality of it. You would have probably been a slave. You wouldn't have been a slave. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like to be able to explain that to people if you ever needed to, which you don't, because you don't have to explain yourself to anybody but the people who you allow to have influence in your life. So you have to, that's another thing, you have to be very selective and strategic on picking those people whose opinions you allow to affect your actions. But once you get that established, then, you know, that's an opportunity that you, if you did take it, you're like, hey, this is the reality of what the history is, and I was given this opportunity, but there aren't slaves anymore. I'm not a slave master. I can never be a slave master, but I can play one on TV. You know what I mean? So it's all about the way that you look. And not saying that the way that you did it was wrong, because if that's the way you were supposed to do it, then you did what was right for you. But it's all perspective, because the same way that you didn't take that role, whoever took it had the perspective of, you know, shit, whatever, I need this. Right. You know what I mean? And some people might have just needed it for the money, or some people might have needed it for the opportunity. Some people just like, I'm going to challenge myself. I'm so against that, to be able to put myself in the position of being something that I would never agree with is, you know, a challenge for people who entertain. So I can understand all perspectives, but for me, I just really think that, you know, the energy that you put out into the world is going to draw back the results that you know, want to see or don't want to see. So as long as your energy is right, then you're going to be able to accomplish whatever it is you're setting out to accomplish.